Hello, dear ones, and welcome. I'm excited about joining you today in delivering this message. And today is going to be about bringing love in. You want love. And this love I'm talking about may not be just the romantic love that some desire. It may be love of anything you hold dear, because no matter who you are and no matter how you are, you do have some things you hold dear to your heart, those for which you live, those which if you express or if you attain, you feel good about yourself, and those who if you see lacking or if you see others stealing them, make you feel bad. And how do you invite love in? Well, the first thing is realizing what it is that which you love. Because for example, some may have love of knowledge. They may prize knowledge over anything else, and the deductive inference over anything else. They may be more rational types, or some may be more ethical types, and they may muse about the meaning of life and of God and why people are here on this earth. And some yet may value more being proprietors of something, having material stuff, being safe, being secure, and ensuring their loved ones are also safe and secure. And some still may value freedom and the sensual pleasures, and they may value having impact on other people. Of course, we as humans may value all of these, but some value things more than others. So see, we each love something, and this is a feeling, even if you are the type that, unlike me, is more reserved in terms of expressing feelings. You want to express feelings in the exact measure you feel them, and you keep questioning and second guessing yourself if that which you think you feel is exactly the measure in which you authentically do feel. But I'm telling you, you do feel connected to some sort of aspect this life has to offer. So how do you go about bringing that in? I think you can go after the positive, but this is just what I propose. Take care of what could go wrong first, and then everything you would have happen to you will naturally flow from that. So instead of going after, okay, how do I bring more love in, my undertaking is to find, okay, what of the things I think, feel, or do can make me lose contact with what it is I love, can stand as roadblocks in my way. And in doing that, I found out that the main source of dissension among each other, and most of all among ourselves, is applying double standards for the decisions we have taken. Life is a process in which you have boundless possibilities and many choices in each second, and in which you have to decide which road to take. There's, you could say, an infinity of roads you can take at any given second, yet in this finite body you will only take one. Okay, so acknowledging this, you will take some decisions and not others, but then again you may look back, and in this looking back you may judge yourself as not having taken the right decision of inviting catastrophe in by your decision. That is to say, you didn't achieve the results you wanted to achieve, or you achieved some results you didn't want to achieve. For example, some action you may have did, such as not wearing your sweater on a cold day, might have invited sickness in. And you can go back and say, well, okay, why was I such a klutz that I didn't take that sweater even though I knew it was cold? Well, at that time, that action may have made some sense. You may have said, well, I don't think it's that cold, I think I can take it, and you were judging things from a more relativistic point of view, let's say. But then you go out and you want to affirm your decision and just stick to it, and you keep going even though you're cold. You don't turn back and take the sweater. You can, after that, after 3 or 4 days, when you took the gamble and you lost, you are cold right now, go back and say, well, I should have just went back and took that sweater. Maybe you should have, but that is judging your decision that you took at that time by a whole other standard. When you took that decision, you didn't know what the outcome was going to be. Because the future many times is uncertain and you only have the now. And okay, maybe some past experience, but the past can't actually predict the future. It just has a probability of it doing so. So you apply this double standard in which you say, if I knew then what I know now, then I wouldn't have taken that decision. Well, of course you wouldn't have taken that decision. But see, you didn't know then what you know now. So blaming yourself for having taken that decision because of lack of more knowledge will accomplish nothing. You will just feel bad about yourself and that's it. Instead, what you could understand is that you can heal that and you can let life express through you as it naturally does, by understanding that at any given time you had acted as best as you could. Of course, now you can act better if you wish to do it. You know, and this also goes for interacting with other people. Because when you interact with other people, we generally tend to assume that what is obvious for us and what the normal values are to us, the same should be just as obvious for another person. For example, let's say you value empathy. You love being empathetic and you love others being empathetic towards you. So when you see another person who is not empathetic, you still think, well, if he only knew what empathy is, he would love it. And if he only knew how good empathy makes you feel, he would be empathetic towards me. But that's not necessarily the case. When you judge their actions, you do not have the right, and it will accomplish absolutely nothing if you insist on the differences between you and him. So understanding that the actions a person does are directed by their model of the world and their experiences will in fact help you to find the common ground that makes their actions not seem the actions of a lunatic. Everybody is sane. Everybody acts according to what he thinks is his own good. And only after you acknowledge that, only after you see a person for who he truly is, only then can you begin to formulate a dialogue. But not before. See, what we attempt is to make that dialogue before we acknowledge the other person. So what I propose to you is stop applying this double standard and find out where you are at odds with yourself and let love in by accepting you are of sane mind and you did what you think or what you thought was best. So bless you, and I'll see you again next time, dear one.